And welcome y'all to the Sit On Me podcast. We're back, baby. I am Dean.
I am Duff.
And listen, we're both alive. We're not, in the middle of an ocean, looking for the Titanic, nor are we happen to be, rushing to or fighting against each other, not fighting against each other, trying to figure this shit out. Did they dupe NATO? Who fucking knows? I don't know. This is a fucking parody. We're in a hilarious fucking time. And then soon AI is going to take everybody's jobs. So what is anything? What the fuck is happening?
Dude, I will tell you one thing. Despite whatever is going on in the world,
comedy's thriving. Okay.
But I will tell you, I made a purchase, and it is one of the most proudest of this purchase. That I've never been more proud of.
Was it that bike?
No. That was a gift, which was awesome. Okay. Rode that shit 10 miles the other day. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I made a purchase, and I've never been more proud of myself. It is by far the coolest shirt.
We got a fucking okay, we got fucking Tommy Buns. We got Tommy Buns going on. Let's go. What that run you? 35 or something? 25?
Yeah, about 35. But dude,
Tommy Buns. Look at him. It is glorious, Garth. Where's the bodies, jeans? Yeah. Where's the bodies? We need to know right now.
I've been wearing it everywhere. Everywhere. And dude, on their website.
Have you met any other main mommies out there wearing it?
No, not yet. Not yet. Because a lot of people, I guess, aren't even really looking for the most part. But the ones that know, when I posted me eating Chinese food, there are people in my DMs they're like Tata G-tard or whatever.
Tata.
Yeah, I was cracking up. But there's a part of their store that's dedicated to everything Garth.
Oh, gosh. I'm surprised they haven't got a cease and desist yet.
Same.
I really am.
Same. And it's called the G Spot.
Jesus. Of course it is. Of course it is. These guys are fools. You know something funny though? Speaking of Tom.
What?
So I was watching the Mateo Lane podcast episode that they had on YMH. Yeah. And it's funny. He said something and he was like, hey, most people aren't speaking correctly. You know what I mean? It was a great podcast that they had, but this is the one thing I really took from it. He was like, most people aren't speaking correctly. You're supposed to be speaking with your fucking your diaphragm and your stomach. Yeah. So I guess that way, you as a performer or whatever, you won't ever hoarse your voice out. That's why I guess for him, he doesn't have problems or whatever like that because he comes from the diaphragm. I've been doing that. It's fucking amazing. And also too, it sounds better.
You have to
get a little bass in there.
You have to focus on that at first, I feel.
A little bit, but then it's a little bit, but then you'll just naturally catch yourself because you won't sound right. It'll go from for instance, I'm talking to you here, but then if I go here, it's I know that I have to go back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's you know what I mean? You can hear it yourself or whatever the case may be. But it was a very interesting podcast with him. I learned quite a few things. He's a very interesting fella. Very, very, yeah. He is funny. He ended up me and Justin to watch a few of his fucking a few of his specials. Mm-hmm. Actually, all of them on YouTube. Definitely we'll pay to see him live if we're ever down in the city, or if he happens to bring his ass up here. Probably won't because none of you fucking comedians ever come up here. It's fucking the worst. Nobody fucking comes up here, man. We are gonna go see Roy Woods. We're gonna go see we missed Simone when she was up here. We're gonna see a few people but I had a fucking connection because Jill Scott. She had the summer concert or whatever, and you would think that, okay, you're going to everywhere else in fucking New York. You're going to stop up here in the capital region. This bitch said no. I almost fucking denounced my fucking fandom. I was like, you fucking whore. You're making me fucking go to Boston? Boston? I love you to death, but what the fuck?
Dude, I feel like so many people, just Albany isn't a good spot for comedy.
Why? We have fun. Fluffy had a great time here. He did. He rocked the house.
But
I'm pretty sure Tom did too. Bert's the only one who recent history had a bad time, and I was at that show. And I love Bert Kreischer, but he didn't fucking deliver on that show. It is what
it didn't have his best.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had fun, but I can understand why other people would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Bert's coming here in like, I think September or something.
What, with the fully, is it just Bert or is it fully loaded?
I don't know. I gotta look it up. It's probably at one of the auditoriums we have, and that's where I saw Chris Rock, which...
Does he... Ooh, I'm sorry.
Which, that was a great show.
Mm-hmm.
But the seats in the auditorium that we have in Charlotte need a serious fucking upgrade. They updated, like, the sign out front with, like, the calendar of what's coming. So that's electronic now. But they have these old rickety-ass, like, 1970s seats where, like, my knees were in the seat in front of me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So imagine somebody bigger.
Yeah.
Like, if you get somebody like 6'2", Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's brutal. You know, but speaking of Bert, thinking of it, because I was listening to Fluffy's finally made it to the fucking Rogan show. Fucking let's go. But I was thinking about it. Bert has like the poor man's Fluffy schedule. Like Fluffy was running like 46 weeks out of 52.
Mm-hmm.
Bert is running basically that fucking same thing. Like, who the fuck has Bert got off his single tour to then get into the summertime to do like basically a Bert and Friends summer tour to then go right back into his regular tour. Like, you see what I'm saying? Whereas like you know, Fluffy's just 46 out of 52 a year because I'm Fluffy. Like, you know what I mean? Right. Whereas like that's what I'm saying. Like Bert's on like, you know, Bert had a movie, Fluffy had the fucking goddamn the Netflix series for 2 years. Like, that's another motherfucker who fucking works. The Fluff Dog works. But I guess now he's taking like 6 months off to work clubs or whatever for his new material, kind of reacquaint himself a little bit. I think this new Fluffy is going to be interesting. That comes back.
For my sake, I hope so.
Don't you dare.
For my sake, I hope so.
Well, fuck off. Fuck you. The motherfuckers at Dodger Stadium. We agree. Fluffy. Fluffy.
I'll never doubt his talent and his like.
Yeah, but he's just not for you.
Yeah. It's just like all the ethnic jokes to me. I think it's part jealousy because I can't make them. Like,
and he's just able to just fucking go into this bag of tricks whenever he wants to spice them up.
Yeah.
And everybody is just like, oh, Fluffy.
Yeah, or if he's like, and like, I feel like, not that it's a cop out. It's never a cop out if you write a good joke, but it's just nice to have something like in your back pocket like that. Like, I don't have anything like that. Like, I mean, I'm also not at that level, but like if I go up and I'm eating like a fat sack of shit one night,
you can't. There's nothing for you to. Well, you could, but then it would be so low hanging. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying because like first of all, the whole self-deprecating white man, I'm over it. I was never really a fan of it anyway. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, fucking white. It's like, you're white. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we talking about here?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm eating a fat sack one night, I just have to like take it on the chin.
Right. Well, fucking hey, listen. At least you're not fucking Matt Rife, who everybody is. I like I've seen his shit, and actually, me and Justin wanted to go see him when he was coming up here, but the shit was sold out.
Right, so that's so fast.
But yeah, he's a fucking monster. But everybody's just like, oh, just because he looks good. It's like, no, he's fucking funny too. Like, he's fucking funny. You know what I mean? Like, he's fucking funny. Like, he's coming there, like, he's making people laugh, and they want to leave fucking him. Like, what do you want from? Like, that's just straight. Like, but I don't know. You know, I guess everybody has their own shit that you gotta like pull from. But I guarantee you, like, once you've been, because you've been doing it for how long?
It's like 7 years.
Oh yeah, give you like another year, you're probably gonna have something just that you will be able to just my get out of jail free card, because something will naturally come to you, or something in life will have happened. You're like,
I kind of have it now.
You're just working it now.
Yeah. I kind of like have tapped into it a little bit, but it's not something I ever want to like super lean on. I want to be able to like pull something out and be like, oh, okay, like.
Right. Just be funny.
Yeah. But it's so hard. Yeah, I mean,
I'm about to say being funny is actually really fucking like it is. like I went to a party yesterday. Shout out El Jefe, and there's a few people there, or whatever, and I only knew half Seed and my boy DJ at the party, and obviously Justin. And I come in, and we're having a good time. But then I made a joke about one of the guys that Justin knew that I had no idea. Like this guy was sitting down, but then when he stood up, he was like 6'4", but he didn't look 6'4" sitting down.
Right.
Like, it was like out of nowhere. I was like, who the fuck is the Brickenshaw Ferguson or whatever like that? Like just had like a really good time. Like, you know what I mean? Had a good time with him or whatever. And then his partner was this other black guy. I was like, oh shit, he's got Darren Sproles with him. Like, yeah, like that shit. Like, but then also too, you kind of like, there was some, I happen to have sports fans in there when I made the references, so they got it. But that could have very easily went the opposite way and not be funny. So then imagine doing that. You know what I mean?
Everybody could have been like one of those situations.
Who the fuck is the Brickenshaw Ferguson?
The record scratch is like, and everybody looks at Justin like, who'd you bring here?
Who the fuck is happening? Who is this schmuck? Who is this guy?
But you're always taking a chance like that, like in any situation. Whenever you're trying to like crack a joke, I do it at work all the time, and then I like sit down and like I'm working. My subconscious kicks in. I'm like, ooh,
was that good? But it works that much. But what I was just making a point, just saying how like it's because I've done that same shit and it's not gone well. To your point,
yeah.
So I'm just saying like comedy is fucking very, very like just sitting back thinking of it is, but you got to go up there, no matter how you feel. Like that's the thing that kills me. Like you could, you have the biggest show in front of the biggest show of your night, and you have some of the most traumatic shit happen to you. And don't nobody give a fuck. Like you gonna go make them laugh, and you gonna come cry about this shit later, or you gonna make them laugh and come cry about it later. Because that's your only two options. There is no other there. Right. You got shit else to fucking do. But speaking of hilariousness and fuckery, I just want to bring something to your attention.
What?
Now I found this, and I want to know if it makes you, like, if it makes your stomach turn the same terrible way it made my stomach turn.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yep.
I finally filled it after 5 months. What does that look like to you?
Fuck. Yeah, people are fucking gross, man.
It is what you think it is.
That's so
That's
gross.
The part that fucking catches me.
That's so gross. Oh fuck me.
Can we have a conversation though? Let's have a legit one.
All right. Yeah.
How much? Like 5 months? He had to have beat his dick. Like, how do you? That's a lot in 5 months.
That's like that's just like a relic to your loneliness.
That's gotta be like at least 2 or 3 times a day, right? Has to be.
I think so. I mean, that's definitely a commitment. That's not.
How do you? But then how do you? Like, I go through phases of porn. So like,
same.
So what happens if you've ran out of all the shit that you feel like looking at in your phases of? Because there's only but so much porn on the internet. As crazy as that may sound. So I know people. There's a lot of porn on the internet, but are you into all of it? Like you got what you're into, and then the shit that you're into, you just kind of like reshuffle the same old shit, and then like every now and then some new shit will pop up. You're like, oh shit, this is interesting, and then whatever the fuck it is. But like, what happens when you've gone through your usual cycle, and like he's just still beating his dick? Like what kind of psychopath? Like how many bodies is buried under the fucking stadium?
Dude,
where he lives,
I don't know, man. There's gotta be.
Right.
I just want to know, like, in his day to day, because, like, in this, like,
it's a lot of time
journey, like
this journey,
his journey, like, he had to have like put a couple things off to like get this done, and they'd be like, "Yo, you coming out tonight?" Like, I'm doing an independent study, like, like what the fuck, man? Like it's like, why were you late this morning? I was like, oh man, I'm doing a research project.
Oh my god.
That's like, oh, I don't know. I don't even
beat his dick for days, for hours.
I feel like he's gonna do something terrible with that. Gotta be just something awful.
Oh, I just want to like, oh, and it looks like it was kept in like just the room. So it's like, imagine the smell of it.
Oh my God.
I want to fucking throw up so bad.
Oh, just thinking about that. But like that reminds me of like a time in college. This is like my extra semester after my senior year. Like I lived with
Coach Duff?
Yeah, coach, that was Coach Duff here.
That
was
Duff, what condition we got? Fast lows. Fuck!
Yeah, like you guys knew it. You guys we did the same 3 things. So, like since I like before.
Yeah, it was
like,
that fast lows, and what was there was something else that used to be at least it was different. So we'd be like, okay.
I remember it was graduations, fast lows.
There was one other thing that they just threw out the hat. Like they didn't do it a lot, but every now and then we would do something stupid. No, I'm lying. I think I'm lying.
No,
there was no originality at Hartwick.
That was always just very routine. Coach Carr was in a routine and he was happy with it. And no, I just remember like I was like at my house off campus, my roommate at the time, and me and him would like dip. We would chew tobacco and stuff. And I remember one time he didn't have anything to spit in. So like he went downstairs and he had like this much cranberry juice left in one of those big things. And he drank it, and he was using
his mouth because you motherfuckers are savages with that shit. Yep,
dude. And he was like, he started using that, and like after a couple weeks, I was like, yo, like, because I remember we would play Super Nintendo, and I would like go in his room, we'd sit there and play like Donkey Kong or whatever, and I'm like, what is that? He goes, oh, I just want to fill it up, and I'm like, because I remember like I'd have a couple like from maybe a day or 2 old, and like you uncap it and like you get a whiff and you gotta cap it right back. That's gag worthy. But like imagine like an experience like that. Like it's supposed to be like a euphoric experience for what, like 5 seconds, and just getting that whiff and like aiming your shit there, like
and then he's basically just putting it right in the top of it. So how many times? Oh God!
Yeah, like what does the splash zone look like in his room?
What is this? He is a fucking he's a menace to society. He should not be allowed in public around kids or anybody. He was fucking smart. Matter of fact, well, you know what? I raised you one even worse.
All right.
Read that. I'd rather swim in a pool full of lemon juice while I have cuts all over my body and pepper spray sprayed in my eyes than watch my cousin who got me pregnant the night of prom and tried to make me abort it fall in love with someone else. What the fuck?
Well,
oh shit, she is fucking disgusting and her family has failed her.
I mean, I'm glad it's just not white people that do that.
Oh my God, she looks like she's from fucking Alabama.
Oh, dude,
doesn't matter if you're white or black. If you're from Alabama, you into that weird shit.
Oh, to me, that's funny because that's just like delusion and not being aware at all. That other dude knew exactly what he was doing.
You mean her first cousin?
No, the dude with the Hawaiian.
Oh yeah.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
This one thinks that she's gonna legit get like sympathy. Like people be like, yeah, you right. Like I'm fucking my cousin too, girl. I know what you're saying. Like, no, bitch, no.
Yeah, her kid's probably got a Lego head or something like that. I don't know. I don't know.
The genes are strong. The genes are strong within this one. Oh my God!
You get some of those recessive genes concentrated. You never know what you're gonna end up with.
What they like? Come on now. Oh, that's so disgusting,
dude. Oh, I mean, to me, the second one's way funnier to me.
Oh, it's so nasty.
The
first one was like legitimately like I thought I was going.
Like that's just gross. I'm never gonna have lemonade again. I'll tell you that much.
Ugh.
But this to me, the second one is just like her being like who's with me, and everybody's like,
who else is fucking their cousins and getting fucked over at prom, and they're trying to make you abort the kid. I thought a life was a life.
Yeah.
Like, she's a Republican's wet dream.
Yeah. She's just.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, I'm fit to be a mother. Who else thinks so?
Oh. Could you imagine? That kid only has to go to one family reunion on one side of the family. It has no one else's to talk to. Ow!
Oh.
Mama and daddy side of the family, the same side of the family. Oh, fuck you.
That family tree just turned into a group of vines.
Oh,
Like, it's just
my God.
I feel so bad for that kid, though. Like,
especially, like, because I don't even, like, do parents realize, like, hey, what you're putting online? Like, what we're putting online, people?
No, they don't.
What the fuck are we doing here?
Also, I think it just goes back to that point we've made before that, like, people want attention so bad, they'll do literally anything. That, oh my God.
It's like, and I know what some people are saying, like, oh, you motherfuckers do a podcast. But yeah, we don't do anything that's like crazy, embarrassing, ridiculous. Like, we're just having fun, having conversations. Even the other podcasts I do, they get a little political, but like, you may get pissed off at what I'm saying, but you can't say like it's an embarrassment. Like, I was right about COVID.
Yeah, it's not like we're going out to people's cars and like spray painting outlines of our dicks on and being like, yo, check this out. Like, you know what
this
I
is
mean?
the illest shit in the world, son. You got no idea how fire this shit is. Right here.
It's not, it's
shit
not
is
like
art, bro.
Yeah.
Banksy could never.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, oh God. Oh, man, dude, but like, that's just free entertainment at that point.
Well, you want to talk about free entertainment?
Yeah.
That 24 hours of the Russian fucking Civil War was like, I was dying laughing. I know people are going to be like, oh, that's fucked up. But hey, listen, I'm all here about America #1. I really don't give a fuck. Those motherfuckers don't like us and I don't like them. So it is what it is. When I heard, like, first of all, I'm not, what? It's the truth, right? They would fucking love to bomb us. Well, fuck them too. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not, listen, USA, if you get mad at that shit, don't listen to this podcast and eat a dick. So listen, fucking, first of all, you hear that the Pentagon is like $6.1 billion. They're just like, I wouldn't let everyone know that we lost that shit. We had 6.1 billion. That shit's unaccounted for, bro. 72 hours, you got the Wagner group fucking turning around, fucking taking down Russian fucking goddamn Air Force shit and fucking killing some fucking regular soldiers, and soldiers are responding back and shit. Putin's talking about, we got motherfuckers out here committing mutiny and betrayal. I'm a violate. Then you got the Wagner group nigga who's the head of their special forces. He was popping shit WWE promo style. These niggas is bitches. They haven't given us no fucking ammunition or food. Fuck you, motherfuckers. We about to get after that shit. And then he was like, he did they were marching towards Moscow. He stops abruptly. They have this whole conversation with the Belarus president, who brokered this deal between the Wagner guy and, Putin, which is funny because the Belarus president got fucking poisoned in Russia. Now they brokered the deal that the private military that Russia loved to use is not going to be fucking stationed in Belarus, which is hilarious. But then on top of that, like, basically everything that the Wagner group, like, where they just stopped abruptly. They took like 42 nuclear sites. They got a few nuclear sites. Now, allegedly, Russia keeps saying that we are still in control of the nuclear sites. Mother Russia. I don't believe it. I think that Wagner nigga is control of it. That's why he was like, you know what? I'm good on Moscow. I'm good on that.
Well,
I'm good on that. Yeah. So there's a lot of instability over there, bro. It's a lot of shit over there.
Are they still fighting with Ukraine?
Yes, all this while fighting with Ukraine and Syria. These niggas think they the U.S. so bad. They can't, like, everybody needs to stop trying to do our playbook. Invent your own. I know some people saying online, oh, well, then they fucking duped the U.S. if the U.S. tried to get that Wagner nigga to turn around. What if him and, like, Putin split the money, yada, yada, yada? Really? Really? Because there was motherfuckers in Russia who was chanting for the Wagner group. And yeah, you got some fucking demonstrations going pro-Russia. But do you think Putin would really be for this plan to let that kind of fucking shit that's going to basically affect his power structure, like, his power within his country happen under his nose? Nah, bro, it's a lot of fuckery happening, and I loved every second of the shit. It was like the best porn I've ever fucking saw. It was the best one. It was the best one. And like, imagine that shit. Like, or matter of fact, you know what? Not even the best porn. I just said that just because we were just talking about porn. It was like, just imagine the Super Bowl as the best Super Bowl ever for 24 hours.
That's great. Yeah.
It was amazing.
That does sound fun. That does sound fun to watch.
You know what I'm saying? That the conspiracy's coming out. People are like, is Putin dead? Like, no, he's fucking still very much alive.
Well, I guess
cancer and all.
Especially from our perspective too, because like when you give it that analogy, like if I'm watching the Super Bowl and it's a really good Super Bowl, as long as my team's not in it, dude, I'm entertained all the way.
I'm just here for the destruction.
You put Denver in the Super Bowl in one of those like seesaw type situations, I'm having a heart attack.
But when you ain't got no emotional attachment, you're just like, And then another thing too is it's really good for us in the U.S. is because these motherfuckers starting that brick shit. So it's supposed to be Brazil, Russia, India, China, fucking Saudi Arabia, and you got France trying to fucking go suck their dick to get in there, and fucking Mexico trying to suck some dick to try to get in there too and shit like that. Yeah, okay. You motherfuckers supposed to be the new fucking climbing financial powers coming into this fucking 21st century. I think the good US of A has a fucking issue with that. We got something to say. And it's something else too. China ain't far off from having some shit like this happen either. This is the thing about these authoritarian rules. Like, yeah, you can say whatever you want about democracy, shit like that, but yeah, our media, we have a media problem, but at least we can still voice our opinions and also get our, like, hey, at least we're all knowing now that the media is fucking us. Over there in China, Russia, Saudi Arabia, North Korea and shit, they're just sucking their media dick like, he's the best president ever. He's everything. Like, that's what they're fucking doing. That's what they're fucking doing. At least we're not. There's a sector of our society who's sucking the media dick, but the rest of us are kind of like, hey, stand up. Get the dick out your mouth, you fuck. Hey, you idiot. On the right or the left. You know what I mean? But for the most part, most of us understand like what the media's manipulation is doing. Those other countries do not. They're fucked.
Well, you want to hear something funny? It's like I had no idea there was a civil war happening in Russia. Like I just stayed so far away from it. Like
I respect it, bro. I respect it. It makes sense not to. I'm just into that kind of shit. Yeah. So like when it popped up on my timeline, I was like, wait, what? And then I start going into it, and you're like, oh, we got briefed. Like, we knew that this kind of like tension was brewing and shit. Certain niggas got beef, and then like, yeah, it's a lot. We're not gonna get into it here, but it's a like when I got into it, I was like, yeah, shit's making sense. But then also too, maybe it was an operation by Putin to try to see who was not loyal to good old mother Russia and make sure that they can fucking like be able to like put those individuals like in a bind effectively. I don't know. I wish them nothing but bad. I wish them nothing but fucking bad.
That's funny.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I'll scroll through my Instagram because that's where like a lot of that shit pops up, like memes and whatnot. And there was like a couple things, and I was just like about Russia, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then it was just like, oh, eggs are back to a normal price. And I'm like, this is the shit I'm excited
This is what the fuck I'm talking about. But there will, if Russia does get into like a civil war, that would cause like some very big like instability with like food and shit like that. It would affect the world. So you really don't want it to happen. But like, big government shit like that, they're going to be like, yeah, well, fuck them. And especially because, they don't have a World Bank in Russia yet. They've been looking to get one in there. Yeah, and that shit is if they get one in, this would be the perfect time. Yeah, and then also too is making China nervous because China, you know what I mean? China's looking like this shit's happening to Russia. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The CIA run deep, baby. The CIA runs deep. Like, listen, you all been thinking like everybody's been thinking America's yada yada yada. Like America's posturing itself in such like America. Guess what? All these kids, all these people that we're saying are like fucking stupid. The next generation to suck yada yada yada. Them the motherfuckers operating the drones, killing them son of a bitches. So trust me, we are very well going into this next fucking situation. And they're ruthless. All right, like we're not. Like
I wouldn't say we're okay. I mean, some of the people that get the most like airtime are just like if.
But it makes you wonder. But it makes. When you have a CIA who does like it just like you have to question why, though, in certain regards, because then also too, like those are the people on television. But then when you're looking at some of the people online, yeah, they're crazy. But then you got a lot of like real motherfuckers online who have military ties. It makes you wonder that because that's the new way that they're gonna get those badass kids.
Yeah.
The kid that they want isn't fucking watching television.
No.
Who gives a fuck who's on the television, right? The kid that they want is gonna be on the fucking goddamn Instagram machine, YouTube machine, and shit like that. Gonna come across this shit in the algorithm of fuckery, and then that algorithm will get taken over. That's how they're gonna get their new fucking, like, trust me, they got this new guy that is like on the internet. I call him, like, funny enough, I'm like, oh, he's the ugly version of Justin, like, because he kind of looks like Justin a little bit, like just uglier version of him. And he's like an ex-CIA spy and shit. So, but he makes this shit look cool. He makes this sound cool. Like if I was younger and then listen to him talk, like, I could do that shit. Like, yeah. There's a lot of people, especially them kids, who get fucking like this. I'm telling you, we're in a whole nother fucking world, baby. Like, listen, all these fucking crazy ass kids who got these hacking capabilities and shit, we be sending out tests left and right. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers are just government contract. I'm telling you, we're in a fucking place. It ain't as bad as motherfuckers think it is.
Well, dude, I found like I'm already like considered out of the loop on so much of that stuff. And like, I even catch it now, like when I go through Instagram and like see people's stories, and I'm like, oh wow, how did they put a GIF on their story? And I'm sitting there like,
Hey, don't become that guy, Duff. Keep fighting.
I already am.
Keep fighting.
Because I'll make a story and I'll be like, all right, cool, and then I'll put like,
all right, cool,
an emoji, and I'll be like, now that's what's up. And then I'll swipe like 2 or 3 more, and somebody's got like a GIF, and then like a location thing, and then something else. Like there's a filter on it or whatever. And I'm like, bro,
How do we have all of this in here?
I'm technologically 75 years old right now. Like, but I mean, yeah,
myself young, or just like a little older. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. Excuse me, that actually wasn't even me being tired. I took a nap earlier today. I had fucking... Did you really? Yeah, because I was off today. I had to do some shit, which I told you about earlier. Yeah, so but I came back and fucking was napping. And usually that couch is not comfortable. But then Justin, and then if you get me and Justin on the couch together, it's definitely not going to be comfortable. Even when you put the options and shit, like it's just 2 grown-ass men. Yeah. But somehow, some way, we was comfortable this time. Even though my arm was falling asleep a little bit, I kept waking up having to just be like,
Dude, if it's the same couch, I mean, I think that shit's comfortable. I've slept on it.
No, for both of us.
Oh, for both? Oh, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? But then we put the ottoman in the middle of it, then you can make it work. But then, motherfucker, we can't move. We just got to be like,
you got to.
I'm just holding him like, you all right? You can breathe?
You're in
cool. Like, yeah, that's what I mean. To wait, like, move for a second. Let me get my shoulder right. All right, come on.
Oh, actually, too.
What's up?
Dude, happy Pride Month.
Man, fuck that shit. The fucking groomers fucked it up.
Yeah.
They done fucked it up. Like, what I mean by the groomers is like, let me tell you something. I ain't never been to a Pride, so I know some people are gonna be telling me to shut the fuck up. I don't care. I've seen what they are. Because when I first got with Justin, because I don't really preface this. My only fucking gay friend is Justin. Like, I don't have any fucking, like, I don't fucking know anybody in this community, right?
Yeah.
Like, not like that. And neither does Justin. It's the same vice versa. But he was a little exposed more because of his ex, and he's been to some of this shit. So, like, hey, if you fucking bring your kid to an event that has people who who basically are doing like sexual acts in front of kids, go fuck yourself. And if you try to defend it, go fuck yourself. Like, I'm not even at this point, like, we're not even talking about the drag shit. Like, I don't need to, like, some people are gonna say, oh, what's the difference between that and the beach? Yada, yada, yada. Like, you have some of these motherfuckers stimulating like sexual shit and basically nothing in front, and people are bringing their kids. Eat a dick. If you motherfuckers just kept it for adults, I would be down with it. Pride, yada, yada, yada. But they done fucked it up. And then on top of that, you need to fucking put your foot down and shit. Because let's all call a fucking spade a spade. If you're out here advocating for children to be able to fucking physically make these changes, you're fucked. That's why in the UK they done said that, hey, you know what, minors can no longer do this shit because you're coming to find out that, hey, kids are fucking goddamn impressionable. And then I'm not saying a lot of but there's a decent amount that end up like you done did something that you cannot fucking change from. Even you put them on fucking puberty blockers, these boys, when this is they you know, you crazy as parents letting like be like, oh yeah, like we're raising the kid to fucking just whatever he wants to do. It's gonna fuck his mental up, and the kid finally is like, oh yeah, you know what, I'm a boy the same way that, you know, I was born. He's got a fucking micro penis and can't have kids for the rest of his life because of your punk ass, like you don't fuck, like your mother, like they done fucked it up, Duff. They done fucked it up. And then you got some of them fucking shit, like it's just shit. It's just so no. So fuck the Pride Month. They done fucked it up. Like, you know, shout out to the real motherfuckers who out there, like, you know, not into the weird shit, just being adults and shit. Like, you motherfuckers have a good day, but the rest of you go choke on a fucking bag of dicks. Fucking fuck out of here.
Fair.
Sorry, I don't want that soliloquy and shit. Just you cursing these motherfuckers out. Like, fuck this shit. Like, bro, like, because before, like, you used to respect the flag. Like, all right, these are some gangster niggas and shit. Like, but now it's like, this shit is, bitch. Like, I see this shit and I'm just like, are you into the weird shit? Like, that's what I want. Yeah. Like, you into the weird shit? Like, what's going on? Like, because I don't know. And I'm just not with it. Like, and I'm with a man. Fair. Like, you know what I mean? We were downtown, you know what I mean? Whatever like that. We were hanging out today or whatever, but we didn't go to any events or anything, but we were just happy to be downtown. But I'm not into the and we want to have kids and shit like that. And like, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me fucking find out some shit. Let me like the shit that I'm hearing. Let me see that shit in my fucking kid textbook before the appropriate age. Let me fucking see that shit. Oh God. You can't call it a hate crime either. I wish they would. Because by that time, just explain that. Oh no, don't worry. The principal and the teacher's gonna explain it to me in my face. I'm gonna come up there. Hey, what is it? What is it? Explain it to me. What is it? Like, so I want to know. And before you start to call about me talking about I'm fucking homophobic, yada yada yada. This ring represents. By that time, I have a ring. See, the ring the fucking represents a husband. So once again, what is it? And you lucky I'm the one coming up here because his ass fucking. I can't even say what he wants. He would want to do. He's a lot less tolerable than me. Let's just say that. He doesn't. Like that. Yo, this is when I knew I was like, oh, we're perfect for each other. Like, we were out. I think somebody looked at him or whatever. Like a nice appraising look or whatever. And I was like, oh, looks like somebody's checking you out or whatever. And he just got like legit, like viscerally mad. He was like, who does that motherfucker think he is looking at me? Like, I look at him, like, first of all, I can be straight for all he fucking knows. He don't need to be looking at me this fucking long. Like, he went off on this fucking soliloquy. And how he's a fucking man. Don't be fucking looking at him like that and shit. Like, he's a fucking piece of meat. It was amazing. I was like, you're so hostile. I love it.
Well, dude, on the flip side of that, like a few years ago, a friend of mine who was gay, like, wanted to go to a gay bar for his birthday, and I went, and like all these men were looking at me like that.
Oh yeah, Duff, you're a prime piece of meat within the community. I didn't know people like me and you were as wanted as we were.
Dude,
we're bold and we're big. That's an issue, and you got the nerve to have tattoos and no fucking piercing stuff. Oh, you are a fetish in yourself, and me being black. Oh yeah, it's a bad time.
I know. I mean, like
you'd mop up.
Dude, for real. Like if I was gay, like
I be like, damn, get off my phone, niggas.
Yeah. I had to keep that shit plugged in all day.
Like, I told Buddy last week we were done, and he just keep hit, like, you see this shit? Shit's old, bro. And they wouldn't be ugly dudes either. You be pulling some shit.
Oh, I know.
You'd be
like they're like. But I remember walking in that place and I was like, this is what a hot girl feels like. You know what I mean? I was
stress.
Dude, I was strutting around a little bit. Like
you feel a little good. But then it's like a little bit is like I said, the first time me adjusted with a situation like that at a club, I did not know how much on the menu I was. I thought that he would be on the menu. Mm-hmm. He was to an extent, but it definitely was like, what is that?
Yeah.
What is it? And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? I'm not paying no attention. This motherfucker's trying to move me and shit. People keep bumping up against me, but then you look around me and it's like, oh, this is enough room. People don't have to keep bumping up on me. Why they keep bumping up on you? He's like, you ever look at your ass before? I'm like,
yeah.
I was like, but I look like I look like a drug dealer right now. Like I look like I was like a 2005 drug dealer, like dead ass. I was like, these niggas. I said, still. He was like, that makes it even better for him. I was like, oh shit. Yeah. He was like, you look like you don't even belong in here right now, but yet you in here.
Exactly, because that's like that's added masculinity on top of it. You know what I mean?
Ding 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 ding. Yeah. What is it? I'm saying we gotta get the fuck out of here.
I do have to say this, like, and I know it's been said a billion times by like men, but I wish like women would shoot their shot a little bit more.
I think that's like a generational, like, I think these young bitches do. I think these young bitches do, because I know some young women who, not to me per se, but like I'm cool with them or whatever, and you talk to them or whatever like that, and just like knowing like, you know, their situations are like, you know, they may be talking to a dude or they may got or whatever the case, and then you find out how, and it's just, and like you talking to them, it's kind of like they're bringing the masculine energy, and the dude is like a little bit like a bitch, like yeah, you're just kind of like, what? They just like, nah, I had to tell dude to get his shit together. I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, just all up on me and shit. Like, I need like, you know what I mean? I told him like, go get some bitches. I was like, time out. You did not tell Buddy to get some bitches. Well, actually, get some bitches. Like, I was like, oh.
Now
I was like, where were these fucking when I was growing up? Like, that was never said.
What killed dating for men is honestly social media, like for real, because all women got to do, like I could really like put some effort into like a picture or whatever, and it might do well, but like a girl, she's just got to throw something up there, just like, oh, got ready for work, and all these guys are like, oh, what's up, girl, like, oh, let me take you out, like all this other stuff. And
it's giving a voice. It's giving a voice. Now, I think what you're trying to say is like, basically, it's giving a voice to suckers in the sense of like, you know, now you got more suckers having the confidence. It is inflating certain women's ego. Like certain women, your ego is warranted to be inflated. Certain of them, it's like your ego is not warranted to be inflated. You just happen to be a byproduct of having, you know, the right parts, and they men just want to dog you out or whatever, which is then gives this like warped thing. But then also too, the issue with social media is that he gives everyone these unrealistic expectations. Like I was listening to these girls, pretty attractive girls. They were like in like later years in college, maybe even like in their master's degree programs, which was hilarious. Or they would be that age, I should say. They weren't in. They would be those that around that age, and just hearing about like the type of guy they would want. It's just like, oh, that motherfucker, he exists, but why would he want you?
Yeah.
And then, what would make you so special that he would not have a few of you? Like what? And then what makes you the main bitch? Like you see what I mean? Like it's a lot that goes into it. But then also too is because, you know, most men aren't just fucking truthful in general. Because you know you're just like, you know, they're telling a lie to fucking get the pussy versus just telling the truth to get the fucking pussy. And then even if you don't get it, that's fine. But at least you're not fucking putting bad karma out here and damaging these fucking women. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
It's like it's a lot. It's a lot of bullshit.
And I do have to say now, at least I can only speak for me, but like one of the biggest secret weapons I have now is being a late bloomer and like not getting attention from women really growing up, or like not being cognizant.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
cognizant of it.
Yeah, so like if I do go out one night, and like now that I don't drink, I'm like even more careful about it. But like if I end up talking to a girl and I'm not really like super into it, and like she's like, well, like, and she throws something out there like, well, don't you want me like this and that XYZ? I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like,
not necessarily. It doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, that's few and far between, obviously, but like I do have that like in my back pocket, like being a late bloomer, to where like girls like, oh, you don't want to come over and hang out? I'm like, nah, I'm already laying down. Like
I don't need to get up, baby. Like actually, you have no idea. Like actually, I done actually released the demon already to make sure I really liked you.
Yeah.
And you know what? I hope we talk tomorrow. I hope we do. Yeah. If we don't, best of luck to you. But then once again, I think, you know, men deserve the same options as women. Women deserve the same options as men. Exactly. That's the world that we live in. You know what I mean? The same way that men ain't shit, women ain't shit. And so, you know, But a man who's got his shit together, you know, it's your right to be like, fuck off.
Yeah.
It's not today.
And honestly, doing that a couple times, it's worked out to where like the girl has just become a really good friend.
That's perfect. And then maybe something happens later, and maybe it doesn't. But at least now, like, we're all able to like kind of like operate under the same fucking like umbrella. You know what I mean? Like, we can all just kind of do what we got to do.
I have when just doing comedy, I have a couple of like really, really good female friends, and just like the conversations I have with them are so much different than like the conversations I have like with like my guy friends. You know what I mean?
Of course. They come from a different avenue.
Yeah, it just gives me a different perspective, and like it opens my eyes in a different way. But like the female comics are really fun to talk to because they will give me a different perspective. But then on the other hand, they'll throw something like fucked up in at the end. So then that like we all laugh.
Just to make it all. They're gonna drop you some game, but we're gonna laugh about it.
Yeah. And it, like and I remember I'm not gonna name names, but this one friend of mine was talking about like how, God, I can't remember what it was exactly, so I don't want to fuck it up. But essentially, it was like it was like a fetish she was into, but it was also hilarious. And then there was like 3 or 4 of us just standing in a circle, and we were just talking. And it got more and more and more. Like,
it got more and more fucking weird the longer you fucking go on.
Yeah, and it got to the point where like it was just like, what are we talking about? And everybody's like kind of shrugged and like, let's go back inside and watch so and so. Like,
you should just, you know, that whole fetishes thing is fucking weird now, especially that we're getting older. It's a fucking because then you see like more and more. You're like, what the fuck are people? Because like, and then anybody just like, well, how do you know, Dean? There's a new porn category all the time.
Yeah.
Like if you don't watch porn for like fucking 2 or 3 weeks and then you go back, you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Like what the whole these 15 categories weren't here last week.
Yeah. Or even like now, if somebody
when did foot fetishes become so big?
Dude, well now, like if you have a foot fetish now, you're like a prude. Like
they look at you like, oh, that's all you. Oh, okay, you lick
toes.
Like,
okay. That's it. Like
if
whatever.
You lick toes and you lick ass, like everybody's like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, that's most of us. Like
what is your face? Like, I mean, excuse me. What is your safe word? Like, what is your motherfuckers want to know? Like, what is your level? Like, it's like, what the fuck is this? Is a dead. Oh yeah, this is like that. It's a dangerous place out there for y'all. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. I am glad I'm gonna deal with that shit, but God bless y'all, because that shit is fucking dangerous out there.
Well, dude, it was like remember that girl I went out with, like when I was living up there?
Crack?
Yeah, dude, it's just like a seemingly normal girl, and she goes, "Yeah,
I do crack on the weekends."
Yeah, she's like 23. And she hadn't like seen what I assumed to be much life yet. And then all of a sudden she pulls that out of her back pocket. She's like eating mac and cheese. She goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, I used to do crack. No biggie." And I'm like,
little bit. A little crack ain't never hurt nobody. It's just a little fucking crack. You stop being a fucking prude.
Yeah, she's like, I used to sprinkle it on like pepper. You know what I mean? Like
I have to put it on my joints.
Yeah, but that was. I remember telling you about that because I just was like trying to keep a straight face through that, and I was doing really good all the way up until the end, and I'm just like, nah.
It's like a little heroin too. A little heroin.
No, that wasn't it.
Just the crack. God damn, not even the cocaine.
Yeah,
not even the cocaine. Listen, I know this is gonna be cutting a little bit for the people, but it's a little late. Yeah. I gotta go walk the dog still. Because it was fucking raining. I was trying to avoid it. And you know what the worst thing is? When you try to avoid rain. And
that's when
it just fucking comes down even worse.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's a little bit of a lull. So we're going to fucking see if we can go ahead and fucking do this shit. Listen, I am Dean, baby.
I'm Duff.
Sit On Me podcast. We're going to be back. We're going to see you in 2 weeks as normal. I know it was 3 before, but fuck off. We got shit going on.
Yeah, we got lives.
You know what I'm saying? Peace and love. We out. In broadcast.